suppose, to get started. Let's hope this doesn't fizz up everywhere. It's all right. Not so bad. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat anyway. So, let's jump straight into the fun in this. Where we got to the last day. I just started rebuilding my business site, and yeah, I just started with a little blog template from Next.js, and I am going to be using the designs here to continue on and see where we get to. Nice, Paul. Happy Friday. So earlier on, I've been in meetings all day and a bit up in the air, so expect me to be a bit rusty. Oh, this doesn't even look white, does it? What color is this? Yeah, that's not white. Change that to white. So what I was playing around with a little bit earlier is getting a couple of shapes. This is the only thing I've done since the last stream, so I haven't really done anything at all. I've just booted up for the first time. I just wanted to create some shapes for here and some shape for here so that I can do that odd border shape there. So thanks, Paul. I tried. I obviously shaved this week. So yeah, I'm going to try in this stream to get these wired up. Ooh, all the way from India. Thanks a million. And for the first time ever, I think I actually have the stream running on LinkedIn as well. So I'm just going to check in on that in case there's comments and things and other madness that I'm not actually seeing. Somebody will let me know. I'm sure I'll get a notification. Oh, I am. Excellent. Let me see it. Okay. Yeah, it's running. Nice. So let's jump straight in. If you've any questions, as always, just ask away as I'm doing these things. I am going to hopefully get this wired up and have some pages, and you'll get to see a little bit of the routing working in Next.js. I'm looking forward to trying and getting this aspect ratio correct on the squares here, but let's see how that goes. Do I need to zoom in? Let's have a look. So here's where we have to get to. Oh, my screen is going nuts here. Let me just... Okay, I didn't plug into HDMI properly, so I couldn't... I got some advice from Praveen actually the last day that my audio was a little bit weird. Oh, let's have a look. I need to fix this. All right, let me do something for a second. This is going to disconnect for a second. So we'll see. Hopefully things haven't broken. All right, let's share screen again. Okay, this is what happens, Praveen, when I try to put the laptop on the ground and I'm trying to work off the big monitor. And I've kicked out the HDMI immediately when I started streaming, so that's always the way. So let's jump straight into getting this working a little bit better. So we're going to build a new section. Yeah, tweaking the setup live stream. I didn't have time before the stream to do it. Let me bring this over here a little bit. It's a nice part about this. Let's jump straight into this. We are going to create a new blog section for this. we have the call to action section that we were working on the last day. And I'm going to make the new blog section for this one. So I'll probably have to rename this. Thanks, Paul. At least I know it's working there. I've never tried it on LinkedIn. I didn't even know I could stream on LinkedIn, but it gave me it as an option on this. So I said I'll just throw it in and see what happens. I am going to be really lazy and do what I usually do on these kind of things. Just get the boilerplate in and make sure it's working. Blog. And blog. Delete everything that's in here. And it just reminds me to set up things and make sure everything is working. So what I will do is make sure it's wired up now. So let's export this file. Default as blog from the blog/blog. Excellent. Things might not have broken yet. Okay, that's a good sign. And what we will do is we'll throw in, where am I? Yeah, so we're gonna go into the index where this is, isn't it? I love the way I can't even remember from last week where everything is. Where's my pages? That's where it is. Can I close this? Yeah. Pages. Okay, sources. Styles. Ah, yeah. Lost. Let's zoom in a little bit. Index. And we're going to start import. Do we have anything in here? Call to action. Where's the call to action? Oh, yeah. And we'll bring in the blog. Nice. So we have the blog in working here in the layout as well. What we do want to do with this is, unlike the last two sections, which are completely by themselves, and I'm not even going to worry about the more button. If we look over here, I suppose I can keep it there. I'll keep the see more. So what I'm going to do is work on a single one of these cards first, and then I'll pull it out into its own component as well, and maybe not have some lorem ipsum. I'll try to put in some dummy articles, or use the dummy articles they have to populate these details for me. Oh yes, that dev ed course, that looks great. There's like 19 hours. That guy is a crazy genius, in fairness. So it's awesome. I'm sure that course is going to be awesome. And he's just so entertaining to watch as well. So that's always nice. Now, let me just check here. Great. How do I love the way LinkedIn doesn't give me a notification that I'm live, I don't think. Ah, okay, now I can see. Paul O'Rourke is there as well. Oh, excellent. Now I can see stuff. That's helpful. Ah, okay, now it's better. I can see everything going on the two screens. I have the two chats open. Let's jump into building some other. Let's put in these borders, or will I work on these first? Yeah, let's just work on these. What size is this? 16. Perfect. These are all, I'm going to probably make these bigger based on Adrian's feedback for this. I definitely need to bump up the sizes on here. So that's another thing I actually did earlier on, was I bumped up the headings and style sizes to just be a little bit bigger so that I could match all the headings and things that Adrian added up. So let's continue in. We want to take in the props here of posts. So, and what I noticed here is in this boilerplate, they just take all the posts. I'm gonna get rid of this because I want all the posts, because there's only 3 for now. Or maybe I want to Repo slice 1. Yeah, we'll worry about the maximum amount afterwards when it breaks. And then I'm going to add in, oh, Bren's on the LinkedIn chat. This is interesting, having the 2 separate chats. I don't know whether I like it or hate it, because I'm going to be talking to some of the audience on YouTube and then some of you on LinkedIn. So it'd be nice if you could just talk shit about each other on each chat and see who's more entertaining. That'd be fun. So I'm going to put in all the posts there. We're going to get rid of, I'm actually going to copy this over because we will probably need this in a second. I'm going to comment this out so I know what's going in. Nah, we'll figure it out. Let's just delete it. I probably don't need this either. Let's cut that out, wrap that there. And now our blog should have posts, which will be all posts. Hi, Nick. Great to see it. Thanks, Paul. LinkedIn chat for the win. Oh, yeah. So it's kicking off in the LinkedIn chat as well. It's interesting. I've never tried this LinkedIn Live stuff. So can you get monetized on LinkedIn? Because I think that's the only chance I have for a career, maybe. People watch me on that. Okay, yeah, okay, I have the list of all posts. So what Next.js does kind of under the hood is when I render this or when I build it, it goes off beforehand and it's going to grab all of the pieces I need and create this all posts prop, and it's going to pass it down through here, which is in the index, the all posts, and I'm going to pass this down into my blog, and then in my blog I am going to then use it to generate the lovely pictures I have here. I might be missing some information, so I'll play around with it after. And we don't need more stories, we'll get rid of that. And yeah, that should be okay there. We'll jump into the blog section. And what do we have? See more. See more, and then we can also, what we'll want to do is we're going to want to probably put at the bottom, before and after, we're going to probably put some of the background stuff. I won't start with that. I'm going to change this to be a section. I do want to be a little bit more semantic this time. Last week I just threw divs everywhere. So we'll see if I can be a little bit more semantic. So section, ready to build, something great together. Not right now. And then we will say, +500 followers. Are you bragging, Paul, because of all your 500+ followers? I love the way you know it's plus, because that's all they tell you. You have more than 500. Posts. And just for now, to make sure that this is working, I'm going to say posts.map. and that will give us an array of elements, and each one of them is an element, so that's going to be the post. And inside that, we are going to return, we'll say h1 and JSON .stringify, so I can see what's in it, the actual post itself. And yeah, let's see how badly I broke this now. Okay. All right, we have data, lots of data. So let's start trying to use this stuff now. I probably shouldn't have. Let me put this as a P so it might be a little bit easier to read. And also a break. Nice. So it's a little bit, maybe it's actually probably just easier for me to read now than you guys. So we have the title, we have the dates, we have slugs, which are going to be the routes, and the name and picture. So we have the author's details, and then the excerpt, which will be the little preview text that we get. So let's start bringing up the old post. So what was the old one done like? If we look into components, I'm going to put in a new folder, which we'll call post preview. And new file, post preview.js. And then new file, post preview.module.css. And then I'm going to steal the post that, or one of the posts anyway. So this is all the stuff I got out of template. So it's perfect for me to rob. I'm going to steal this, put it straight into here, and post preview. And then this is not importing the CSS. So what was that again? I always forget this. This is only my second project built in Next, so I'm still trying to remember. Yeah, so styles from there. Import styles from excellent. I hope everyone else is having a beer and it's not just me here by myself. Paul, usually you're good for it as well. And Paul O'Rourke, you're probably playing the sax there in the background to the music here. We'll have to see some more gigs now when this lockdown is over. Okay, so I have all of that. I'm going to export this nice and neatly. No TypeScript. Emmanuel, I still have not got on the TypeScript wagon, which you'd absolutely hate. But yeah, I'm just winging it with still plain old JavaScript because I'm not going to make an API, and if I screw up the types, it won't really matter all that much. But I love that. The camps have split. I'm on the run. Dead Man's Finger. What is Dead Man's Finger? That sounds like a horrific rum. Alright, what have I not done? Cannot resolve. Okay, yeah, that's because this is inside here, so it's going to be up another folder. Oh, and Eamon Keane is in the LinkedIn chat now as well. Emmanuel, I haven't actually chatted to you in a very long time at this stage. Perfect. That should be... Okay, yeah, I haven't imported anywhere, so that's why I don't see it anywhere. So then in my blog, I'm going to import because I'm in the sections, and then that should be fine. And then we can, in here, put in the post preview. I know I'm going to wrap these in like a grid in a couple of minutes. So what I'll just do is dump it in here for the moment. So we'll say post preview. That's going to probably break. Yeah, because we have no anything in there yet. So what are the bits I need in there? So I need all of these things. Title. Let's have a look. Title, cover image, date, excerpt, author, and slug. Not so bad. So what we'll do is... I can't even remember what's in the post. So I'm going to probably have to console log out that in a second to figure out what I need to put in there. What the shape looks like, I can't even remember already. I'm guessing they're going to be the same shape, but probably not either, because that would be too easy. Or I can, yeah, I'll just go props then, see what happens. Okay, so name isn't there. Yeah, I'll just go back to where I was. I've definitely put in too many brackets or something. And I forgot to return this. No, I'm just gonna have to dump this for a second. Boom, boom. Hamsters must be tired. Yeah, I think everyone's internet is struggling because of the lockdown. It's been a nightmare to get things to stay consistent. Okay, title, cover image, blah, blah, blah. And now I can see what's in console.log. The post. Let's see what we have to work with. Forget about that. Can I not see that? No. I'll just hide this for a second. Okay, so we have the author. Yeah, so it should have worked, I thought. Author. We might as well Oh yeah, never mind. Here I am going. It should be post.title and cover image. What else do I need to get? Date. What else do I need? Excerpt, slug. And then the title. This is silly, to be fair. I wonder if I have this on the post previews. Yeah, blah blah. Where's the post preview being used? Oh no, I already deleted it, so it doesn't matter. This would have been, I should have just destructured this out and stuck with it. But I will continue. I'll probably make typos along the way. Oh. Perfect. A different error. That's always a good sign, isn't it? Where is that? There we go. Can't remember name of undefined. What is this? Author.name. Yeah, well, that's what I hide behind the beer. I'll just blame the beer for all the mistakes then. Ah. All right, we have, I'm gonna zoom out now. Yeah, we have some posts at least now. And if we click them, we actually get to the posts, which is nice. And I'll walk through why or how that's working now as well. What's going on is, if I go into the post preview, we have this. Oh, and I think I'm using 10. Can I delete this? Or no, it's as I can delete to make this a little bit easier. Still work. I'm making sure I'm on version 10. Basically, they just changed in next version 10 last week, where it automatically does the href to the as under the hood. So you can just use the href, and it goes posts and a slug. And how that works is, in our pages, we have a posts folder, and amazingly, we have a matching little thing here called slug. And in there is creating the page that's going to. So it's generating it, and it's using all the data that we were using here before with the posts and things. So it's a nice little, it's a really quick and easy way to get these things going. I'm going to delete this because I just want to have the post.title, so that when I, in the bar up here, when I go to a post, that it actually says the title of the blog rather than just random generated stuff. And then let's have a look. Let's start styling this up. So we have the image, we have a title, we have text, we have an avatar and all that stuff. So we can definitely work with this. We might need some more details because we don't have the job description. I might just leave that out for now. It'll be fine without it. So let's start making up this. First things first is in post preview. Let's start by deleting, where is the image coming in? Cover image is here. I am going to get rid of this completely. Cover image, slug. What do they have in this actually? Just for giggles. Let's see what they have. Yeah, I can take all that. Image and a link with the image. Makes sense. So it's just so you can click on it. Well, really, I'm going to make my whole post clickable. So I'll take in this from what they already had there. And we will just say this is going to be a div, not a section, because it's an article. Maybe I can use that as an article. I think that'll probably be bad. Anyone have any fun plans for the weekend or exciting plans for a Friday evening? Obviously not if you're in lockdown. Clearly not if you're here watching other people coding as well. So we can steal that in post preview. We have the link. I'll take that, wrap that around the bottom. And then we're going to put the image in the top. And we have the new image tag from Next.js as well. So I'm going to probably try and find out how to use that here as well. Just for fun, because it's Saturday there now, Praveen. What time is it there, Praveen? I'm going to take this in for a second. I just slowly replace things. I probably don't need this at all. I'm going to get rid of it and we'll figure out how to deal with it after. So we have source is going to be the cover image. Oh, it's just after midnight. Yeah, shadow small. I don't really care about the class names right now, so we'll put in this as what styles dot image. Perfect. And what is the new syntax for this? So it's Next.js image tag. And let's see how this works. So we can import image from there. We need the height and width. And I know I think it's around 350 pixels square. So this is perfect for what I wanted to do as well. So let's import this. And then it should be as easy as going. Oh, Johnny is asking me why I'm not using the image tag. I just seen that now. I swear I didn't see your comment and just do it then. But yeah, here it is. I know the height is going to be 350 and the width is going to be 350. So this is the new image tag that Next.js worked on with the Google Chrome team. So it should give me some optimizations. Let's see if it's broken now. Nice. Okay, so there is the image, the right size anyway. Let's see, what is the border radius on this? Has a 60 on the border radius. So what's this called? This is called image. We'll say .image border radius 60 pixels. That should do it. Nice. Okay. So then we have the nice little border radius on this stuff. And then we can start stripping away all of this. I'm going to just start going hell for leather here and just ripping out all of the styles. We don't need the link on this anymore. We just need the title. So I'm going to change this to be a H3 maybe. I don't know. I'll have to change this in a minute, but we'll change this to be a H3. Let's just delete this. Oh, okay, never mind. It was already in a H3. H3. Delete the styles off that because I'm not using Tailwind for this. The only reason I'm not deleting Tailwind yet is it came with the boilerplate, and I know if I delete it, it will all break. I'm not going to have dates on it because I really don't like using dates on blog posts, especially on business sites, because I think it makes it look like the content went out of date way faster than it actually did. Especially when you're usually talking about like business development things and things that are a lot less trendy. You know, if I was writing a web development topic and I wanted to know it was relevant information from a month ago, then yeah, I would use a date, but not in this case. I'm going to delete that. We are going to probably keep the avatar. I might just fix up the styling on it a little bit. Okay. All right, that's actually a lot closer. No, I didn't mean to click it. That's a lot closer to where we wanted to get to. Might not look it to the human eye. But we have the 350 pixels. I'm going to make this, it says 350 by 359. I'm going to keep that in that ratio and not really let it, if it gets any smaller than that, I will make it stack. And I'm not even going to worry about the media queries today. I just rather get some of the design and functionality in. The one thing we don't have that we're going to add is this pill with a style. So under the title or above the title, and let's just put in a div with a class name, we'll say of style.pill. And we will put some, I'm gonna just put a one type in here for now. So maybe we'll put in, what types did I put in there? Business, tech, we'll put in tech. And I'll put in a little generator to put in the colors based on that. But yeah, it's going to be business or tech. We can do that. We'll just map it. Let's say tech. And I'll come up with something later for coming up with something nice there. And how are that pills working? What are they? Height of 30 and a border radius of 50 and a width of 90. Dot pill. Gonna say height. I'm gonna give this 32 pixels. Width of 90 pixels. I'm gonna, like, anyone with ADHD that hates these kind of uneven numbers and things is going to hate me because I often go to ones and everything else just based on whatever I feel like. Let's take this nice pink. We should probably make this a variable as well, but for now we'll just say background color. Oh, I've been doing React Native today, so that's why I'm doing camel case things as if I'm writing JavaScript, because I was doing that all day. Nice. That looks perfect. Oh, that looks so retro, doesn't it? What a terrible color with that text on it. Definitely going to put a P on that div. So let's just put a P to get some. Why not change the font? Is that still a link? What's it wrapped in? Oh yeah, everything's a link. So I'm going to need to turn off the link styles, aren't I? Yes. So, no, I didn't mean to go there. So we're here. We're trying to get to here. It looks like a million miles off, but it will all start to fall into place. One thing I'm going to do that's just annoying me because is that actual gray background. So I'm just going to skip out of this for a second and go over to my blog. Let's give this class name equals styles dot container, and in here we'll say dot container is going to be background of var white, because I set that up last week. So now we have the lovely. Maybe that's worse. At least it makes my face brighter. It's nearly like I was outside. All right. So we need to, inside those posts, we'll just put the link style as none. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Where was I? Yeah, I'm here. Post preview. Is this in a container? I'll put this in. Oh, class name equals style dot container. Guess you can see what I'm going to be putting as the outside for everything. Container, and then we will say, what was I doing with this? Yeah, link. What I wanted to remove the styles. What is it? I'm just pulling a blank here, so somebody in chat can tell me. What is it I do to pull all the styles or remove the styling from links? I can look into my own CSS here, but I just think it'll be faster if somebody tells me in the chat. Because I've set this all up the last day. Yeah, text decoration. That's it. I always forget that. So text decoration is underline. So maybe, am I using much? Let's look at the designs for a second. Can I just remove the anchor styles? Is there anywhere I will need those anchor styles? I probably will. Thanks, Praveen. I probably will need them in the blogs themselves. So what I will do is I'm going to add a will I? Yeah, let's just take the text decoration and all this and do our own just for this case. If it comes up again, I will remove it because it will just become a pain. So what I'll do is I'll go back up into our post preview. And we'll put a class name, post styles dot post link. Color is going to be, I think it's text color I have. Text decoration none. And transition none. Okay, so that's a little bit better. I don't have the links everywhere, but I still have the cursor. I will probably, what's on this? Yeah, I'll probably put some animation so that things rise up when you're hovering it, just so we can see things. So like if this, the border came up on this and everything kind of scaled up a little bit, I think that would make it look like it's active at least. So I'm going to scale everything up when we hover, but I won't worry about that right now. We can say the pill is border radius 50 pixels. And color is going to be, I think it's var pink from the last day. No, that's obviously not a variable at all. What was the mains at CSS? Yeah, it is pink. Let's have a look. Pink, pink, pink. So that's what I want. So last day I set up all this for anyone that's just kind of dropped in this one. I set up the styles in the root. This is kind of the first thing I do when I start a project. It's just kind of set up all the styles so it's easy to get as soon as I throw something on the page, it looks kind of okay. Then we can go into the color pale pink. Maybe it's because it's text color var pink. I'm just going over. I know this that might have seemed weird to anyone that's watching, or why are some dash case and some camel case? Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So these ones that aren't in folders are ones that were generated. So I started with the starter blog from Next.js, which just comes with like 3 blog posts. And all of these things were files that came with it. And I'm basically cutting them out and replacing them with my own. So anything you see that's camel case are the files I've made. And anything that is with the hyphen in there, that's just going to be destroyed at some point. Does that make sense? Text align center. I think I'll have to make this display flex align or justify content center and align items center. Oof, that looks worse. Why didn't that work? Yeah. It's because of all the padding and stuff on it. By default, I'd say, or the line height on it. Okay, so that's the pill. That's that. The image. What kind of gap are we having on the image up here? So 26. I wouldn't normally throw it in here, but because it's my own site and I know I'm the one that's going to be maintaining it, I'll say margin bottom 26 pixels, because I know I'll be able to find my own site's code. So why didn't that work? Margin bottom, or I'll just actually say margin 26 and O. Perfect. Cancel. So we have the image, we have that, we have the title. It looks like it's too far down at the moment, so I might actually just see what we at. This is probably 15, so then it's probably 0, 0 based on the line height there. Yeah, it's still even a little bit too much. So what I'll do is we'll play with this to make it a little bit better. Let's put these into the likes of a grid template. Can I? Yeah, let me play with the outside of it. So if I can wrap all of these in the same line, I make a little grid and a container for it with a max width. What is the width of the whole thing? How do I see the width? Oh yeah, down here, 1100. Yeah, so 350. Let me see. So we can say in the blog section, I'm going to make a little div here called, no, it's not even going to be in here. It's going to be here. We'll call this div with class name equals styles. Styles a grid. And then in here, we are going to say .grid. It's going to have a display of grid. We're going to give it grid template columns. I'm trying to get used to using these. I'm still terrible at them. So if this goes horribly wrong, you'll know why. So we'll say, I know you can use a repeat here, but I think I can just go 350 pixels, 350 pixels. Does this work? Yes. Okay. And I'm going to what gap is in between that? Let's see, 30. So I can say grid gap, isn't it? Gap. Or does that not let you? If I do it that way, does it not let me 50? Because I'm still learning this stuff, I probably broke something. We'll say 30 pixels, 0. Probably not going to do anything, but we'll see. No, it doesn't do anything. What's up with the store website? Can we get a sneak peek? I wonder, can we? Can I get a sneak peek of the store website? Probably not. I'll probably do another video on the store website. I do have the store probably going to be ready over the weekend. You can also use grid template columns 1F4, 1F4. So Yashaya, I'm probably butchering your name, so I'm very sorry. How would I give the how would I make this? I probably want to just do this and put a max width on the whole thing, wouldn't I? 1F4. And the max width of 11. Oh yeah, so I can just, if I just got rid of this, will this work? Kind of. No, it doesn't, because yeah, I wanted the columns to be 350 pixels. So, because I wanted it to all align down here. So, fraction on the maximum you gave to that div. Grid template columns uses fraction on the maximum you gave that div. Yeah, so the problem is it's still spreading out. Like, I would have to size this against that as well. And I know this has to be an explicit height and width to keep it square, which is why I was going to use this. And maybe what I can just do is add some margin. I know it's a bit hacky, but just based on me not being smart with this grid stuff, not off the top of my head, and I don't want to bore you with me going and learning this right now. Or maybe I should. But if I had in the blog styles.container post preview. Oh, that's a different container. So we'll say post container. This is definitely not the way you're meant to use grid for sure. But if anyone can tell me, like, I'm trying to keep the columns 350 pixels and still have a gap between them. So if anyone could tell me how to do that, that'd be interesting. Margin, I'll say 0.15 pixels. So that gives me, yeah, Tanger. So I see this. We should also, how many fractions you want to occupy. So I'm seeing a couple of, a couple of messages. So CSS containers need other grid properties. Yeah, well, maybe this will get me out of the hole for the moment. This is exactly what I was trying to achieve, where you see the way it's all in line now. And I really didn't want to have to go too crazy. So what I'm going to just do is margin, let's say 0 auto. I know I could probably put that in flex or something else as well. Doesn't work, does it? Container, post container. Four F4, 1F4, 4F4, 1F4. Add empty divs. Nah, I won't put. So the only reason I won't do that, Praveen, is add empty divs between it. So I don't want to put, like, I will work a lot on this on probably the last stream or so, of trying to get the, and for anyone that's listening on LinkedIn, I'm having conversations with people on YouTube as well. So it might look a bit weird if I'm talking, if it looks like I'm talking to myself. If I have empty divs, it just won't be semantic. And I'm also trying to make this SEO friendly. Yeah, grid gap 30 pixels. Apparently, and you'll see what happens here when I say grid gap. See, grid column gap. Oh, maybe you're onto something. If I could spell. Double N, great. Oh, excellent. Ah, okay. Oh, I'm learning. Thank you, Tangier. I'm probably butchering your name, just as you'd probably butcher mine as well, in fairness. So this is what I was missing. So now I can stop being a bad boy. We can put this in display flex. Justify content center. Let me actually, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I always let's inspect this whole grid. Yeah, if you just use gap, it doesn't work, funny enough. Blog container. Okay, so okay, so I can put that, like I tend to do this a little bit as well, where I'll go display, I'll just go straight into the dev tools to fix something and justify content center. I am not happy with how that looks now, because that's off to one side to me. Gap. What if I just say gap? Oh, it does. Gap 30 pixels. This is what happens when you're learning on the fly. Oh yeah, that works too. Nice. So I think it was because I was using grid gap or something like that. So I was using something that couldn't be used. Again, that's just my lack of knowledge on that one. So, but I'm learning. Thanks. So we have that. Let's get rid of this. Can I text align? Can I just text align center? Or how do I? Okay, so there is still a div here that's causing carnage. Grid. So if this is still taking up all that space, how do I have to say margin auto on that? So to get out of this, right, so this is going, that grid is going way off. So can I align items, align grid template to the center? So let's have a look at this. I might as well learn this. Oh, okay, so you have to justify content on grid as well. I really need to learn this. This is superpowers. No, that didn't work. I thought it would. Okay, so let's have a look. We can, I'm going to zoom in so everyone else can see what I'm seeing here. I'm looking for a way basically to justify the content Grid column start 1, grid column end 3. Oh, okay. Nice. Grid column start 1, grid column end 3. That's pretty cool. So I can't just do display grid. Yeah, well, that's obviously the smart thing to do. So I'm going to do it the way you suggest, so I'm not hacking things. Yeah, see, if I say justify content center. Oh, it did work. Why did not work a second ago? Oh well. Okay, let's not do that. Let's give that a different. We'll give that its own row. So I don't even think I need that. So because you put it before display grid. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks, Praveen. Yeah. It's been a long day, so I'm making silly mistakes here. Let's get another beer going, I think. Excellent. So we have most of this working as it should. So let's see, where are we at? The size is probably off. So what are we calling these? Index.css or no, main.css. I can't wait till I can delete that. And we can say H3 is H4. Just to keep it semantic. If it's slightly off from the designs, I don't really mind. H3 is now going to be var H4. So it's smaller. It's okay. Today was a good day. It's just busy. I got off the phone at 5 to 6. So it was definitely a rush to jump on as well. So I left myself tight. That's my own fault for talking as much as I do. Doc container H doc container, and we'll say it's H4. It's going to have a line height 10 pixels, we'll say. That's a little bit closer. No, it's more. It's more they want, not less. I was probably semantically doing that wrong as well. Bum, bum, ba-da, bum. Yeah, I need to get rid of the line height actually, because that's what's throwing off this. So let me play around with this for a second. What do we have here? This, oh, that's margin that's throwing that. Okay. So on the H3. Yeah, so explains why I was 10 minutes late. I actually ran out to the kitchen and had some cheese and crackers and then ran back in and jumped in. I'm glad you're keeping me on time, Paul. I'm so sorry for keeping you waiting. So it's the margin on this by default that's throwing it. So I want to reduce the margin top on the H3. I I wonder, would it be better if, just for semantics, if I went back over to the, it just looks less hacky if I go to the main.css. Where's my h4? Would have to be in there, then I'd do all this. Line height is 1.15. What's that, Sam? What do you mean by no resets? That was just one of my health drinks opening, if anyone's listening to the sound. Question I'm going to find out. I'm due very soon to get monetized by YouTube. So, question is, do they stop monetizing if I'm drinking beer on a stream? We'll find out. Hey, Stefan. Great to have you here. You can help me help my or debug all this. Default margin padding resets. Oh, okay, yeah. So I do have a lot of them. So I always have the resets in there. But what I've done is I set up a lot of defaults so things would look good. This design is so crazy compared to what I'm used to building, since I usually just build like software and dashboards and madness like that, that it is it's just crazy for me, really, even just to get my head around how a lot of this is working. So I'm going to keep hacking away here. No, it's not that bad yet. We'll see, we'll get there. I am struggling, but if to target this in here, where are we? H4, okay, we just have an empty div there. Pill, div. If I do it this way, like that has to be somewhere in there. Yeah, that should be targeting class container H4. Why is that not working? I'm sure I'll figure out in a second. I probably don't even have. No, styles a container. Oh, well, that would make sense. So I'm here for the last little while going H4. So it's actually a H3. So that's where I've been going nuts here on trying to figure out why my thing wasn't being targeted correctly, and it was because I replaced this with H4 styling, and because I was looking at it, I thought it was meant to be that way. So that's my own bad. All right. Whoops. Oh well. Yeah, Stefan, it's not that bad yet. I think we're doing okay. We're doing fine. All right. So we have this. We have the names. Now we can say margin top 16 pixels. It's a bit better. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. What is our standard text? Should be 16 now. I wonder, did I ever change that? Let's go back and have a little look, because I have a funny feeling that my text is 14 and I'm going to have to go into my footer and change it to 14 just for the footer. So what is my base font size? 100%, that helps. Yeah, I think it's 16 pixels. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're getting there. So we have that. And what I am going to be doing is, because I think this design will look terrible on really big screens because this will stretch out too much and everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to constrain it when I'm finishing up so that it will look like it's sitting on a page that's above the screen. So if it goes out wide, we'll actually have something like the background here where it's just gray excess, so that it'll always look at very worst like this screen. I think a lot of people forget to like maximize the view and just throw in something like that. So we'll just see how that works. We have that, and I think we're not too far off. That's close enough. I think that's kind of okay for now, is it? Probably the font weight is a bit off. What font weights do we have? I think I have all of them, so let's check what that font weight is, because I like the font weight here. Semi-bold. Doesn't really help me because I'm terrible at telling what semi-bold means. This is the same. This is the same. I might just leave it like that. I think I will. Yeah, Gustavo, this is going to be on YouTube after. So if you look at my profile there, you'll probably find a link to it. This is the second part in the series, so I'm doing kind of like 2 hours a week to see where I get to. If it starts to go on too long, I'll just start to do an extra long session and try to knock out more. I don't think I need to see more right now because I only have blog posts, and I'll come across that when I need to. I think what I'd love to get into this now as well is these lovely curves. And we know how well that went last day. No problem, Gustavo. No problem. Gustavo was asking over on LinkedIn if this stuff would be somewhere to see later. So why don't we add in the titles here? And that can actually be a H3 or a H2. So I can say H3. And then we can put a P. And what's a nice phrase I can put in here? Please read. No, I don't know. Reading recommendations. Read our latest posts. For now. And then what I'll do, actually, because after all that, I am going to, in here, I'm going to change some things. So read our latest post, read our post, blah, blah, blah. We can say a div with title. Yeah, I was thinking of downgrading. Stefan, you're good with the SEO because I know you're actually... Are you a WordPress by default? So you're probably better at SEO than me. So I might lean on you a bit here. So for my articles, should I downgrade them to a H4 and leave the titles as H3? Or should I do all the main titles as H2s? So I'm sure you'll know this better than me. So that'd be awesome. Styles dot title, and I will put this to H2 for the moment based on the recommendations in the chat. And that actually reminds me, because you made a really good pointer last day and I forgot to actually change it. While I see your pretty face, I am going to remember to, in here I had all this, when really I wanted to make this a footer as well to make it more semantic. Because afterwards I was like, yeah, I should really make this more semantic since it's going to be a business site and actually used and not just a mess project while I have beers on a Friday. Excellent. Section titles H2 and article titles H3. Excellent. Okay, cool. I'll keep it with that. And we'll see how it goes then from there. Post preview. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking all that bad at the moment, is it? It's starting to come together. We need the nice curves. We need some curves on this. So what I'm gonna do then, I'm gonna use kind of before, after pseudo classes, I think, to add background images. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm gonna try. And we'll see what happens. Might be a disaster because we seen what last week. I think this curve took me a while again because it's an odd design. Maybe I should wrap this shortly because the high DPI on the screen isn't helping. Thinking out loud. So title, pill, avatar, post, image. Where was I thinking? I was out on the blog section. And let's go into the thought I would fix all of that. We'll just put a display. This one should be easier since you don't have grade in here. Yeah, but I am going to try do it with like pseudo classes, and that could be a terrible idea. Like I could do one big one, but I want to kind of position it nicely. So because I'm using it with pseudo classes and I've never really done something like that, it's definitely not going to be easy. So what I did before this stream as well, it's the only thing I did, was I created some of those curves to add in, and I'm going to add them in after I get this. Display flex, justify content, center. Okay, and flex, direction, column, and we'll also say align items center. Beautiful. Container, I'm going to add some padding of what kind of padding is going to be on this. This is a great part about working on my own designs. I don't have to have it 100% either. The padding on the top is going to, I'm just going to add about 20, probably we'll add 40 pixels for the moment. And 0 on the sides. And then on the title, I'm going to actually add margin bottom of 40 pixels. Let's just see what that looks like. Reading recommendation. Right now I also need this to be in, but I'm actually going to get rid of that button for the moment because I don't have more posts. So let's just leave that there. Yeah, position. Yeah, so I just make a relative container before the waves. Yeah, and after, because I can pick before and after. So I'm doing like the before, I'll do the top. Let's have a look. Let's just start messing with it and we'll see how badly it goes. So right in here right now, we have set up reader recommendations. We can click through. We can see our post. We can go back out. Beautiful. We're using the nice new image tag from Next.js to render these. And then we are trying to add in. What I'm going to do is to grab and remember how I set it up the last day. So I can say, oh, I need to download these things as well. So what I will do is export as an SVG. And this looks a bit weird. Let me fix this up. That's already done. Okay, let's make this a bit smoother. Oh, that is not what I want to do. I really don't like how that side is looking. It looks a bit off to me. Oh, and I don't know why. Okay, that's a little bit better. Don't ask me, I'm just getting a little bit weird by that side there. I think this should be doing it as well. And then export this as an SVG as well. And we have those two vectors just to make things nice and easy. Let's tile that. I can tile this as well. So we'll say right and left. And we had some assets the last day, so let's have a look for them. It's funny, like in a week I've forgotten the whole layout of my application. And this is why we'll take this over here. And what's that, 23 and then 22. And I think 22 was bottom, so log bottom. Log top. Okay, and so we have those new images in. And what we can do then is we will go into the blog. Right, let's go into the footer just so I can refresh my memory and take in the background image really. Footer. Is that in sections or components? It's probably in components. All right, so that's the background image. And we can, okay, I'm going to definitely need some help on this one when we start to do this together in the chat. So let's look at putting in the blog section these. So the container, images slash blog top. What we need, content, We're going to say position relative. This is going to be position absolute, I think. Wonder how horribly this looks now. If we're seeing anything. We're not seeing anything yet. Dun, dun, dun. Pseudo elements aren't there yet. So. Typos. So I might see it now. So maybe that doesn't work as I expected. So what I'll do is the usual, say height, 100 pixels. Okay, yeah. And then it has to be cover, because that's what I did in the last one, isn't it? Boom, boom. I'm really liking these lo-fi tunes, actually. They're really nice. So I did recently, and how I discovered this, Jay Tompkins actually recommended this playlist to me, but I did it recently where I did a over 4 hour stream, and one song in the playlist was copyrighted, so they took down my stream, and that was soul destroying. So I'm still getting back up the momentum to even finish that challenge, but how frustrated I was after doing a stream for that long and then it being taken down because of one song in what I thought was a royalty-free playlist. That was not fun. Okay, so in the footer, how did we do that the last day? We background size cover. That doesn't look like the right size. So let's see. How high was this? 224. 200. 199. Minus 199. And that looks awful. What the hell happened there, I wonder? Oh, it's because the height is not 200. Okay, getting somewhere. Okay, that kind of looks right. So height 350 pixels, and then we can say top minus. Nice. And then we'll need to add a margin top of 350 pixels so it doesn't look weird. There's probably a better way of doing this, but for now it will do. And I'm going to do the same for the bottom, really. So you notice I have this nice curved style now. So now it's onto this one. Oh, Ruben, welcome. Ruben, I was actually thinking about you earlier. I still have to send you and your colleagues some t-shirts. I got sidewinded on a way of looking to automate it, and it turned into actually building my own t-shirt store. So I will give you vouchers for you and your colleagues to get those t-shirts shortly, just so you know, because it'll be easier than all the addresses and everything I was looking for. Okay, so we have that, and now let's go for the bottom. Let's go, let's copy this again. And we're going to say bottom. And bottom. Oh yeah, it's after. Oof. Okay, that looks a bit weird, so I need to add more height to that. So let's say 400. And 400. Yeah, I will make sure. I don't know why that came across my head today as well. So we must have all been thinking, sure. It was one of those things. I was like, I have like 10 t-shirts to send out because I promised so many t-shirts to people. It's the worst thing ever. But I really do like people having the stuff because they're really nice. I wonder, do I have any here to show off? Oh, I must have lost them. Whatever happened to them? But yeah, there's some really nice pieces of gear. Actually, I'm really proud of them because I designed them myself. You know, if coding fails, I'm thinking of starting my own fashion agency because, you know, already a supermodel basically. So, well, people stare at my face for long enough now. So yeah, it'll be fun to get them over to you. Let's get that, and then what I'm going to do here is I have to add the margin bottom. Margin bottom of 400 pixels. And that looks really nice. I'm really happy with that now. That looks so cool. What happens when I put that into... Oh god, it breaks horribly in small screens. Let me jump out a little bit. Okay, that's not so bad. Ruben, did you not see? I am starting an e-commerce place. That's what I'm saying. Is I'm going to give you a voucher to make sure that for everyone, so they can order their t-shirts and make sure that they can get them, because I've been taking the piss with that really. Top minus 350 pixels. So if I just change this, $398. That looks nice now. So let's take it out of that. So we have the blog. Let's add some padding to this because that is getting absolutely overtaken here. But so far, so good. Oh, you seen the Next.js update? Yeah, I'm really excited. There's so much good stuff in that Next.js update. I'm not going to be making a headless yet. So I've actually, believe it or not, I used to have an offensive t-shirt store that I sold. So I made t-shirts and made a profitable store before. And that was a long time ago now. So I was like, now that I actually know what I'm doing and I actually have a demographic of coders and I know things that they like and not just offensive t-shirts, I think it'll be nicer to have those things. And mainly because I order so many t-shirts every month for people anyway, it would be so much easier to just say, here's your voucher, get your own size and everything else. I always, and this is probably the old school me, always feel guilty asking for a lady's size in the t-shirt as well. I don't know, my mother has just beaten that into me that it's a terrible thing to ask somebody. So I would just like if I could give somebody a voucher and let them get whatever they want, and whether they want to get it for their family or friends or whatever else. I'm just happy, especially when somebody does a workshop for me, to give them a token. So we have this. Let's add a little bit of margin to the call to action. I have a call to action section. Why didn't that work? Margin top, bottom. If I put this in at 400, the bottom's coming down. Why isn't the top coming down? Huh. What are you trying to do? Talking about e-commerce, I am using, I use Printful for t-shirts. It's a really good system, and the quality of shirts, that's what DevTO use as well. And I wear the DevTO hoodie. The bomber jacket is literally the #1 thing I wear. I think if anyone sees me outside, I'm usually wearing a Dev hoodie because I got them from them. So the quality is unbelievable, and they are very quick to ship things because they have shippers in Australia, Europe, and what do they have? They have Australia, America, and Europe. 2 places in Europe, I think, shipping. For the e-commerce site right now, I'm using Shopify, and it will be all Shopify to start because that's what I usually build e-commerce apps in. And then what I will do is I'm going to port that to e-commerce on Next.js after it launches, when I buy some time, because right now I spend so much time on products, and I have loads of Christmas products, that if I slow down and don't release the store now, that it will be the new year before I get stuff out. So I'll go headless and have a Next.js site with that. So talking about e-commerce, I am trying to add, let me see. I'm trying to add checkbox, add stuff arranges accordingly, and I have no idea to start. Can you help? What do you mean arrange stuff accordingly? Like a filter? As in, like, you want to say, just click, I want all of a certain type? Because usually what you'd be doing with things like that is you would create a search filter and you'd send it, and the database would send you back the appropriate stuff. So, like, if you had a huge inventory, you wouldn't be doing all that searching and chopping and changing on the front end. You could, but it'd probably be easier if you could send a query to the back end in with what you want to get. Okay, let's see. Let's go back. Where was I? Yes, I'm trying to get this. So did I add margin to the top? Let's just play around with this for a second. Okay. Yeah, like a filter. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be just margin 100. I'm actually going to change this to padding 100 pixels. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now we have that. Yeah, so usually you'd have a search filter, because if you had loads of different things, like, you'd have to send it to the back end. Yeah, what you do is, if you would do a little check to see what's checked, and you'd say, if this is true, then send this back to the database and query it back. Or you'd have to create your own logic to say, get all of the truthy values if I had such a thing. Let me just put this. So this is what I'm talking about. For anyone that's on LinkedIn, that's wondering what I'm talking about, this is the question. So yeah, you'd usually make a query to the database based on what filters are active, and then the database or the backend would send back the response saying, yeah, here's all the stuff you just requested. Right, I think that is everything I wanted to get done for today. Let me have a look. Where are we at? I'd recommend reading. There's these little things. I don't even know if I'm going to put them in yet, because I have no idea if anyone will even notice them with how light grey they are. This is another thing that was annoying me. That grey is way lighter than what I have. Let me just fix that first. So if you have any last questions before I go offline here, make sure you throw them in the chat now, because I'm about to wrap up after I fix some of this. Why does that look way lighter here? Is that just me? Am I going crazy? But does that look lighter here than this? Yeah, it does, definitely. So how? No, don't want to run code. Why isn't that filter working? Usually I can click this and it just brings up a color thing. Okay. I wonder, let's see, body color. I might change just to make sure it doesn't go too far here. Body. Nice. Okay, so then we go background. Do your waves have opacity in? Well, maybe actually. Let's have a look. Good question. Oh, that's what it is. You're dead right. So I need to make this RGBA really to... I would add opacity of 0.17. That's really smart. I'm going to... Well, basically, I just wanted to make it this light color anyway. So I'm not going to add opacity because I don't think there's really a need, especially since I think this is the only place that has that gray, or I might have it here as well. I think it's better just to use a solid color. So I'm going to just wing it and say light gray is what I want for the background by default. That is smart. Thank you, Stefan. That is what I should have been actually doing. Background is light gray. Yeah, that looks way better. So let me close this off. So here's where we are at. We're getting there. We have this. So next week, what I'm going to run on to doing is building this section. So if you jump into the Discord or anything like that, you'll be able to give me some ideas on how I should tackle this. I'm thinking, just because I'd like this to work nice on mobile as well, I'm just thinking like maybe I might make this a swipe thing. I do want to, for SEO reasons, keep it all on the screen all the time. So be able to go like, I don't want to fade it. I don't want to unmount things as they change. Oh, Kieran Curley's here. Great. I'm glad. Kieran Curley sent me the most hilarious thing, actually. Kieran, if you have a link to that Twitch stream where that guy gave the VS Code, please throw it into the Discord as well. I suck at Figma too, trust me. I got a lot of help. I'm sure you've seen Adrian helping me on this stuff as well. So where we are at, we have recommended reading, we have this, we have that, we have some stuff here. The font sizes we can play around with after. We have the top. I think the top is wrong, is it? No, that's fine. So what we will do then is, let's make sure this works when I shrink it. It doesn't break too much. Perfect. So I need to do media queries still. This will need to snap when we get too small. And we will start adding in this next week. This is going to be the fun part. I have a whole load of copy for this. I need to upgrade this. These need to be booted up because these are way too small, as Adrian pointed out. But yeah, I think that was a productive session. So we got the blogs in. They root off the places, so we actually have blog posts. I'll stall them another time. So if I click the blogs, we get to places. And yeah, nice. Great. So thanks everyone for stopping in. And if you're watching on the replay, hopefully you join us on the next one. So I am going to probably do a little bit more Next.js stuff because I am enjoying learning a lot of this stuff. So I'd like to share what I've been learning as well. But yeah, it's been fun. I guess I'll leave it at that. So if you haven't joined the Discord, make sure you join in. You can hit me on Twitter. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do. It helps me with that YouTube algorithm. And also hit that like button as well. Really appreciate it. So until next week. So I'm going to continue this next Friday. And I probably have like 2-3 weeks to finish this. So I might have a couple of extra long sessions or another midweek one to finish this up. Because there's other pages I have to do as well. We haven't even looked at them yet. So yeah, stay subscribed so you can see when the next one's on and hit that notification bell. All right.